Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid, published in 1837, is one of the most beloved fairy tales of all time. Who would have thought that this one too has rather disturbing original story? Welcome to Check That Book, a weird little place where you and I get acquainted with arguably the most disturbing books ever written. We take a look at disturbing fairy tale origins, we look at film adaptations, all that sort of stuff. And who doesn't know Ariel from The Little Mermaid by Disney, right? Such a sweet story, albeit I've seen a lot of interesting dissections and interpretations and critique regarding this particular story. And I am not even going to talk about the remake. We are here for the disturbing origins, and I would like to begin with the most obvious of this, the most obvious disturbing aspect of this tale is the transformation. When the mermaid drinks the potion from the sea witch to become human, it feels like a sword is passing through her body, at least that's how Anderson describes it. After the transformation, every step she takes feels like walking on sharp knives, causing her constant pain. In the original, The Little Mermaid doesn't win the prince's love, and I hope that if you're here, then you already know this story, and you know the Disney's happy ending. Naturally, when we talk about disturbing fairy tale origins, spoilers are to be expected. So, no, this one doesn't have a happy ending. Like every other fairy tale we talk about in this rubric on this channel. So, I have an issue with this one, mainly not because of the gore and the violent transformation, the pain. I have an issue with the Little Mermaid's love, obsession, whatever this is, and the sacrifices she makes without even asking herself, is this worth a while? Is this what love is supposed to be? He didn't. This angers me so much. Let me try to tell you the story. The Little Mermaid saves the prince's life and adores him silently. He falls in love with another woman, believing she was the one who rescued him. He marries this other woman, breaking the Little Mermaid's heart. The Sea Witch tells Little Mermaid that if she kills the prince and lets his blood fall on her feet, the very feet that she exchanged her tail for, then she can return to being a mermaid, or ever so merciful witch that she is. The Little Mermaid's sisters even bring her a knife to do so. Come on, girl, murder him. He's not interested, and he's basically just a prick. So just get this over with and save your own life. But no. So what do you think the Little Mermaid does? Does she murder the prince? Well, of course not. She chooses to die. That's it. End of story. Roll the credits. Sad shit. So instead of murdering the prince, the mermaid chooses to die. She throws herself into the sea where her body dissolves into sea foam. How romantic. After her death, she becomes a daughter of the air, a spirit who can earn a soul through good deeds over 300 years. Anderson wrote this ending, I suppose, to reflect on his Christian beliefs of salvation and the very concept of the soul. But it's still a very far cry from the happy-go-lucky ending that we get in Disney or any other child-friendly adaptation. So there you have it. This is the story. Much like my Snow White video, there's not much to say here. Other than, again, what's the moral of this one? Well, if in Snow White, yeah, I've talked about it. Make sure to check out my Not in Love with a Fairy Tale playlist down below. With this one, what is the moral? You might ask. Well, learn about personal boundaries, I suppose, and learn about love. Of course, to each their own. Love means so many different things to so many different people, and I understand. But still, don't get into it that blindly. You just met the damn guy, and he's not even interested, and you sacrifice your whole life for it. I mean, it started with her feet, with her tail, and with her voice. She gives the voice away to the sea witch, and then ultimately her life. Little Mermaid, what the fuck? Anderson's story is deeply melancholic, reflecting themes of love, desire for a soul and eternal life, and sacrifice without reward. But then again, does it always have to be with a reward? Sacrifice is such a topic, and I don't know. I can't, it's not my place to say here, because the Little Mermaid story, her tale always makes me think of something. It makes me think of naivety, of immaturity, and maybe even perfectionism. Like, she idealizes someone she barely knows. This can also be transferred to modern life when young girls and boys idealize celebrities, for example. You barely know those guys. I mean, sometimes situations can be different, don't get me wrong, but usually, yes, I mean, we've all been there. We tend to idealize someone we find even vaguely attractive, or whose works we find attractive. We often tend to project the same emotion onto the creator, onto the artist. Damn, I look red. So ultimately, what does this story teach us? Don't idealize, I suppose, and don't fall for shady deals. Don't make any shady deals, I suppose. This is one of the classic fairy tales that a lot of us know and love, and for it to turn out to be what it is, I've known this story for a while. I just didn't find it that super interesting to talk about on this channel, but I mean, summer is approaching, the vibes, why not? Why not get this out of the way? Much like with Snow White, I didn't find this to be supremely gripping. There's not much disturbingness going on here, other than, well, yes, it's a psychological drama. It's a very bleak tale of pointless sacrifice. She achieved nothing with her sacrifice, really. Comment down below. What do you think of this story? Have you read the original Anderson's tale? If there are any other dark adaptations of this story, also let me know in the comments section. And subscribe for more interesting, random literature that I introduce you to on this channel. Most of it is disturbing, but not everything. Everything doesn't have to be. Meanwhile, make sure to give this video a boost in a form of an erect thumb, and, like I said, subscribe. I will see you all as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.